I'm going to tell you a true story about meditation, about a spiritual journey, and about enlightenment. There's going to be no wishful thinking in it, no asking you to believe in it, no faith, no let's hope for the best, no karma, no reincarnation, none of that. And it's what happened to me. So I'll tell you now. When I was a youngster, I was interested in meditation. I thought there was more to life than what was going on. I was brought up a Christian and I was asked to believe in stuff about some chap going around giving light and sound. And that's now been converted into a religion called Christianity. There's nobody around giving light and sound now. Nobody around revealing the kingdom of heaven and all that. So I very soon got fed up with Christianity. As I grew older, I started to meditate and read books. And people talked about the state of enlightenment. So I thought, right, that sounds good, that's for me. And I was living in a place called Skelmersdale, and right there was the UK Centre for Transcendental Meditation. And there was a big sign up saying, the age of enlightenment. So I went along there and I said, could I speak to somebody who's enlightened, please? And they said, there is nobody who's enlightened, there's only our spiritual master, wherever he was, in America or India or whatever. And I said, well, is there anybody who's enlightened here? And they said, no. So I politely left it at that. It wasn't good enough for me. I wasn't interested in a story, I wasn't interested in make-believe, I wasn't interested in hoping for the best. So I carried on looking, and I used to go to these mind, body, spirit fairs, and there's all kinds of people asking you to believe in all kinds of stuff. And I'm sure it gave a lot of people a lot of comfort to believe in that, and a purpose and a meaning to the life. But it was actually based on hoping for the best or wishful thinking or whatever, but it wasn't for me. But at one of these mind, body, spirit fairs, it was in Southport, and it was in the early 80s. I came across this group called the Satsang Bees, and they're lovely people, Indian people, and they gave me some books to read, and they invited me round to their house. Anyway, these books were talking about an initiation into light and sound, and I thought, this is what I've been looking for. So it talked about how there's some initiation process, and there's this light appears, and there's this sound appears. And I thought, if you study spirituality or the history of spirituality, you'll see this is a common theme, the revelation of light and sound. So I went along to these people's houses, and they were very, very kind and made me very hospitable. We meditated together, and then there was a question and answer session, and I said, can I get enlightened then? And they said, no. I said, well, who does get enlightened? They said, nobody. Only the master in India, or wherever he was, he's enlightened, and the rest of us have to do our karma or our reincarnation. And eventually, in some life, somebody, you'll get enlightened then. Well, basically, that was wishful thinking as far as I'm concerned. And there was no proof whatsoever that anybody was enlightened. Even if the guy in India was enlightened, that's no good to me. So I left them, and they were lovely people, but I left that group. So I carried on looking. And at that time, my brother also, he was looking for some form of a spiritual journey. And he said he'd came across this group in northern England somewhere that said there's a spiritual master and he's giving the state of enlightenment. He's giving the revelation, the initiation into light and sound. So you learn to let go and let go and let go. And through a series of initiations, you discover the state of enlightenment. There's no pamphlets, there's no books, there's no beliefs. There's just you sat on your backside, meditating on a mantra. And when you're ready, you get initiated into this light and sound. So you're sat at home, nothing to believe, just the living light and sound inside, and you learn to let go into it. But what's specific about this meditation, this initiation, is that there are people who are enlightened and you can talk to them. And I said, well, can I talk to them? And they said yes, and I did. And these were ordinary people like you and like me. People who had been given this energy, initiated into light, spiritual light and sound, and they had learned to let go into the light and sound, and they had made discoveries of the deepest nature until eventually they discovered the state of enlightenment. Now remember here, I'm not asking you to believe in anything, because that's the position you're in is the position I was in at that time. So I thought, well, first of all, initiation into light and sound, is that possible? There's only one way to find out. So after a few months, I was meditating on a mantra, a specific mantra, and then I got initiated into light and sound, which I will talk about first initiation on another video. But I'm telling you, if you're looking to discover the state of enlightenment, then it is possible in this lifetime, bypassing all the crap that's talked about, reincarnation and all of that. You can discover your deepest nature in this lifetime. Anyway, so I got first initiation. Then, after a couple of years of meditating on that light and sound, I made some amazing discoveries about me without any books, without anybody telling me what to believe, without anybody telling me what was right and wrong. I was exploring the deepest nature of myself and creation. And then I had second initiation. This was energy which was given to me, and I meditated upon it, and I let go into it, and I made some incredible discoveries that people talk about in the most esoteric books. People talk about these things, but who do you know? How can you discover these things for yourself? And I went on to discover some amazing things about the nature of myself and the nature of life. And we can discuss them in another video. Then after a period of time, I really wanted enlightenment. If it existed, I wanted it. And I was sat down and I was given the energy for enlightenment. And remember, this is what I had wanted all my adult life. And I couldn't relax. So I couldn't relax. It took me 6 days to just calm down. And in that instant, poof, it was revealed to me. Everything was revealed. And I discovered my deepest nature. And that is called enlightenment. But more to the point, I'm here now talking into a video camera because I'm saying to you, you can discover enlightenment in this lifetime. That's all you've got. Don't even think about another lifetime. There's no proof that you're going to have one. The only proof is you're right here, right now. And I'm suggesting, without wishful thinking, without asking you to believe in anything, without asking you to have faith, without asking all the other stuff that people make up to try to find a sense of belonging or understanding in life. I'm not asking you to do any of that. I'm just saying, if you're the type of person who is willing to explore yourself on the deepest level, then get in touch. My website's called Meditation Gold. It's meditationgold.com. It's very simple. It means basically getting in touch with me, and we'll communicate via Zoom or something like that. We'll meditate together. I'll answer all your questions. And if you're still interested, we'll get you on a mantra. We'll get you initiated into light and sound. And that's it. That was the purpose of this video, to let you know that enlightenment is possible in this lifetime for you. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, if you're young or old. It doesn't matter about anything. It's your desire to discover your deepest nature that matters. Okay, well, thanks for watching this video, and hopefully there's some more videos to watch. either on the YouTube channel or on my meditationgold.com website. Alright, so thanks for watching this video.